Pastor Nino Gonzalez says he used to be somewhat apathetic about voting, but today he's leading the charge in Central Florida's Hispanic evangelical community. He's turned his daily radio show into a vehicle to get out the vote, and his Latino megachurch recently rallied pastors and lay people to a nonpartisan primary rally.
Latinos make up more than 1/5 of the population here in Florida, and in the last 10 years they have grown by more than 50%. It's just one more reason why church leaders here are hoping to make a good showing at the polls.
Many times people come and sometimes they think that, well, will my vote count?
What's driving Gonzalez and other Hispanic pastors to preach civic responsibility? These leaders say their congregations need political engagement now more than ever. Their unemployment and foreclosure rates top the national average, and they're broken in many ways by an immigration system that is also broken.
I go to the pulpit and I tell people, I have to preach hope. I can't preach I'm not here to preach any other thing but hope to the people. But at the same time, how do I preach hope to people who this week they took their parents away? And now their kids are being sent to a foster home because they were born here. How do I preach hope to a young person who comes to me, and that has happened already many times, telling me, Pastor, they took my father.
23-year-old Lucas Da Silva got that call 3 years ago.
You know, I got a call from my mom, like, where's your dad? I haven't heard from him. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I haven't heard from him either. So I tried calling him and calling him, and his phone and it just rang and rang and rang. And,
Lucas was a baby when his parents brought him to the U.S. from Brazil. At first, his father obtained diplomatic visas for the family while working as a chauffeur for the United Nations in New York. But after 9/11, he felt it safer to move to Florida and give up the visas. A few years later, police pulled him over on the way home from work for a minor traffic violation. After months in detention, the U.S. deported him.
I never imagined that I'd have my family ripped apart, before my eyes. I never imagined that I would never be able to see my dad again.
Although Lucas has decided to speak out publicly for immigration reform, he also faces deportation at a moment's notice. And so do Carla and Luis. Luis was recently denied political asylum in the U.S., even though he received death threats in his native country for criticizing the government. Now, these parents of two say Luis could be pulled over any day, forced to leave the U.S. and perhaps their 2 boys.
Every night when I come to my child's bed, I don't know if I'm going to see him next day, at the end of the day.
Luis and Carla say their small group from church is a lifeline. For Lucas, his pastor was the one who helped his family navigate their deportation nightmare. Their stories, say Latino leaders, are the new normal for today's church.
Every pastor in every Latino church in the country has undocumented immigrants somewhere in their community, either directly worshiping in their place of worship or related to one of their parishioners.
But will these harsh realities prove to be a catalyst at the polls? Thanks to phenomenal growth nationwide, Latinos have the potential to become a political powerhouse. But recent history shows they are slow to register and then often don't vote. In 2010, 2/3 of Latino eligible voters stayed home, compared to 50% of white voters. For many Latinos, there's a sense that neither party is hearing their often socially conservative views, economic worries, and pent-up demand for immigration reform.
What we've found in the last 2 elections, the midterms and now the 2012 presidential elections, is a lot of Latino disillusionment. And a lot of it has to do with the kind of feeling of having a setback around immigration reform.
Getting past that disillusionment is what many Latinos are hoping will happen today. For them, it's not so much about any one candidate, but about simply voting and being able to influence the national debate on some of the toughest issues of our times. Reporting in Orlando, Heather Sells, CBN News.